Gimme a Break was a sitcom that aired on NBC for 6 seasons, from October 29, 1981 to May 12, 1987. Carl Kanisky is the chief of police, and after the death of his wife Margaret, he asks her friend Nell Harper to step in to help take care of his children, Katie, Julie, and Samantha, basically becoming a mother figure for them. Later, Carl's father Stanley moves in, and around that same time, Nell takes in a young foster kid named Joey. But what happened to the cast after the show ended? Nell Carter played Nell Harper, the loving but no-nonsense housekeeper for a widowed police chief and his 3 daughters. After the sitcom ended, she co-starred on You Take the Kids, which fizzled out after 1 season in 1990, and the already established Hangin' with Mr. Cooper as Mark Curry's boss. She then appeared on Broadway in a revival of Annie as Miss Hannigan during the mid-1990s. She also made guest appearances on the shows Touched by an Angel, Ally McBeal, and Reba, as well as participating on game shows like The Match Game and To Tell the Truth. Her final on-screen appearance was in the comedy film Back by Midnight. She had had multiple surgeries after suffering a near-fatal brain aneurysm, and she also battled diabetes for much of her adult life. She was married twice and had 1 daughter, while also adopting 2 sons. On January 23, 2003, at the age of 54, she collapsed and died at her home in Beverly Hills, California. Dolph Sweet played Carl Kanisky, a police chief and widower. During the show's run, he was stricken with cancer and would end up dying on May 8, 1985. At the beginning of the 1985-1986 season, the chief's passing was incorporated into the script, and Nell became surrogate mother and father to his children. Dolph Sweet was 64 years old at the time of his death. Laura Jill Miller played Sam, the youngest girl in the family. After the show ended, she went on to New York University, where she played on the women's varsity tennis team, and she also continued performing on stage nationally. 4 years later, she received her law degree from Fordham University. She ended up practicing law in New Jersey, New York, and her native Pennsylvania, but she went back to acting with recurring roles on the Nickelodeon series The Amanda Show and All That, plus a stint on General Hospital. She has also done extensive voice work with animated series like Clifford's Puppy Days, Henry Hugglemonster, The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, Doc McStuffins, and Molly McGee, among many others. She is an accomplished singer too. You may have heard her voice on the soundtrack to Disney Junior's Doc McStuffins or Henry Hugglemonster. Carrie Michaelson played Katie, the oldest daughter. After the program ended, she made guest appearances on New Love, American Style, Girl Talk, and Full House. She officially retired from acting in 2001 and has been doing public speaking and hosting educational seminars since 1990. She has also been married once, but is now divorced, and she has 1 son from her marriage. Lori Hindler played Julie, the middle child. After the sitcom ended, she did a couple ABC after-school specials. She also had guest appearances on Mr. Belvedere, Erie, Indiana, Charmed, The West Wing, and Becker, among others. During the early 1990s, her most notable work was as a voice role in the movie Fern Gully: The Last Rainforest, and then she followed that up with a small role in the TV series Harry and the Hendersons. Among her countless TV show spots, she also began using her voice for the video game series Saints Row, which includes follow-up games from the same series. Most recently, she has shown up on TV with small parts on Young Sheldon, The Goldbergs, Animal Kingdom, and Mayans MC. John Hoyt played Grandpa Stanley Kanisky, Carl's dad in Gimme a Break. After the series ended, he retired from acting altogether. He was married twice, first to Marion Burns from 1935 to 1960, with whom he had 1 child, and later to his wife Dorothy from 1961 to 1991. He died of lung cancer 3 weeks before his 86th birthday in Santa Cruz, California in 1991. Joey Lawrence played Joey Donovan, Nell's foster kid. After the show ended, he had already made a pretty big movie with John Candy called Summer Rental, and he followed that up with a voice role as an orphan cat named Oliver in the animated feature Oliver and Company. He then joined the cast of the sitcom Blossom, which lasted for 5 seasons, from 1990 to 1995. His popularity was at an all-time high, so he decided to release a self-titled debut album. He co-wrote some of the songs, and had a mediocre hit with Nothing My Love Can't Fix. He then was cast as the main character in the sitcom Brotherly Love, where he played the older brother to his real-life brothers Matthew and Andrew Lawrence. He has also appeared on ABC's Dancing with the Stars, starred in the Broadway show Chicago, and had a career resurgence when he teamed up with actress Melissa Joan Hart for the TV comedy movie My Fake Fiancé. That led to another TV role from 2010 to 2015, where he co-starred with Melissa Joan Hart in Melissa and Joey. He has continued making music and is now making a podcast with his brothers called Brotherly Love. He is now 47 years old and has been married 3 times. Thelma Hopkins played Dr. Addie Wilson in the show. After the sitcom ended, she made guest appearances on the 1980s shows Amen, It's Gary Shandling's show, and then picked up a recurring role on Family Matters. She left Family Matters after 4 seasons to star in the sitcom Getting By, which aired for just 2 seasons. She has also guest starred in shows like ER, Batman Beyond, Suddenly Susan, and For Your Love. From 2002 to 2006, she was on the sitcom Half and Half, and she also had recurring roles on The Hughleys. Then she co-starred alongside Terry Crews in the sitcom Are We There Yet? More recently, she has been on the soap opera The Young and the Restless, and also on the Netflix shows Family Reunion and Dead to Me. She is now 75 years old and continues to act. Howard Morton played Ralph Waldo Simpson, a dim-witted police officer that would show up from time to time. After the program ended, he had a guest appearance on the short-lived sitcom Baghdad Cafe in 1987. He then starred as Grandpa in The Munsters Today, which aired from 1988 to 1991. Howard Morton died from complications of a stroke on May 11, 1997, just 4 days shy of his 72nd birthday. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching this playlist. While you're at it, hit subscribe and share Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.